for me. Okay, well, we'll get to that later. However, I'm trying to use the phone camera here and then my laptop over there to see if I can watch myself and read things on the other side here. So, why are we here today? Well, don't let the Mask Man t-shirt fool you. We're not here to talk about Mask Man, and we are not here to talk about Super Sentai. Did the... Oh, I better, mute myself because I can hear me over here. As I'm getting used to all of this, and there we go. Okay. I think we're good now. So, why are we here? Not Mask Man, not Super Sentai. Does this guy give it away at all? Does it? Does it? Because that might just be because it's 0101010101. Yes, we are covering, or I am covering, the Kamen Rider 0101 driver. I did a little, 1-minute video on TikTok just showing off the Henshin feature on this. Very basic. I did not go into all the add-ons and additional features, but we're going to do that here today. But first, so where are we now? June? So last month, I did my Metal Hero panel at Fan Expo in Philadelphia, which went spectacularly. I had a great audience. I had a stage, which is bad for my ego. So I got everything done in time. I only had 45 minutes to cram an hour-long presentation in. I did multiple timings the day of, got it down. And then I had all of my pins to hand out. So if you're not familiar with this yet, anytime I'm going to these conventions where I just want to, promote myself, like so, I've got my badges, I've got my pins with my logo, and then other various tokusatsu images which I've designed or made from other images. So here we've got the Flashman logo, one of my favorite Super Sentai. So one of the things I noticed with all of these is that not only am I making them to fit people's interests, but these are all pins that I would have on my own items. I have a couple of them on my work bag, so I'm going to put that away for now. However, if you see me at any conventions, or if I post that I'm at any conventions and you come up to me, I should have this with me. I try to print out as many as possible. So, back to the 01 driver. Kamen Rider 01 can go over to the side here. So we've got our box. This is from 2019. If you know your Japanese eras, this is the first Reiwa era Kamen Rider. And we're on a handful of these. I will say, I think it's because of my age. Of all the new riders, this is kind of the only one that I've been interested in, or that I enjoyed. I tried to give the other ones a chance, or most of them, and it just kind of falls flat for me. Because I'm technically not their target audience anymore, because I'm the age I am. But one thing I love is the packaging for these. I first really fell in love with the designs 2013 with Juden Sentai Kyoruger. It had all the Rangers on the boxes. The photography was phenomenal. So we've just got pictures of what's inside, and what we got on this, what comes inside here, other items you can purchase, and then the hidden. I hate this. I'm still working with these lights. If anyone wants to give me some tips, I would love that. I'm sure this is also backwards. This is the hidden intelligence, which is the artificial intelligence. Let's not get into that too much. Artificial intelligence and robot stuff, which are the main company of the series. So we have our driver. We have our belts, or at least the belt pieces, and then the clip here, all in this wonderfully highlighter yellow, green, mostly highlighter yellow. I sized this up already so I could put it on the Daiza display once we get things started. Now you'll notice, we got it oriented this way, it has this plate. This plate goes here. It has this beautiful chromed out part on it. So what you want to do, there are rails on here. There are 2 pegs in which you are going to snap the clear posts into. We are in business. I have some reserves about this part, but we'll get into that a little later. If you might notice, I still have the little plastic adhering tape piece because I'm a nut job. I don't like my things scratched up. case in point, I should probably be wearing like anti-dust gloves with this, but we will set that. And then it also comes with the Rising Hopper Progrise Key. The Progrise Key are the collectible gimmicks for this show. Of all like the more modern gimmicks, I really like these. So it's just basically like a cassette. You put it here. We'll go into this later, but one of my favorite things to do with this, if I can do this right, there we go. I just like like a good fidget device, like you're taking a box cutter. There we go. So we've got the driver here. This is more of like a metallic red, clear pieces, more of the highlighter yellow. And one thing that kind of astounds me is that even though these parts are not being seen by anyone, granted they're not painted and they're going to be on your waist, they still sculpt the detail into this. So I have loaded the batteries. We're going to turn this baby on. All right, we are on. So I'm going to bring the Dyza out here. Actually, yeah, we'll have the Dyza ready because I have other parts I want to add on here. You know, we'll just get to those parts. So in addition to that, we have the Progrise holder with the Rushing Cheetah Progrise key. Because if you want to have any complete rider belt, you're going to want to have the little clip-on pieces so you can hold your gimmicks. The Rushing Cheetah. Got that. Am I missing anything else? We got that. We got that. I think we are good. So in that case, I will clip these on. Hopefully nothing sets off because I have to make sure this is tight enough that it stays up and not loose enough that it falls down. So these just clip onto the sides. If you're familiar with any of these, and you know these are sized for a child, but they do make belt extenders, which are just extra strips of plastic which you can use to extend the belt sizes for adults. But there are also like official ones, which are like CSM, which are the collectible belt sizes, which will clip onto these, and they usually have them color specific for the belts. They're a little pricey. If you want to get one, there are other ways you can get something like that, or you could just use, I've seen people use elastic, I've seen people use like where there's fabric belt clip type things you can get at a craft store. I just happen to like the belt extenders, so we're gonna save loud. Put this on without knocking anything on this table over. This is gonna be a little dicey. Okay, oh, almost there. Okay, get in there. Okay, move that. Okay, here we go. We have to see everything. Let me turn my monitor back on. Okay, we're good. So, how this works, we're gonna get this box out of the way as well. Bye-bye. So, the system, how this works, is you're going to activate this by opening it up. You'll see more lights when I hit the buttons. This will scan. Yes, this actually scans these keys, which I think is an amazing feature, and given that this is a children's toy, I think is kind of advanced. It will activate that. You will insert the Progrise key into the side. It will activate the lights and sounds. So. Oh, start over again. There we go. Into the side. Ready. Tension. It will. This whole function and feature and the rail system is really satisfying. So if you want to pop the Progrise key out, you just pop that back out. Try it again. There we go. Got jammed a little bit. So that's the basic form of these. We'll have the Rushing Cheetah. Tension. Okay. I I love the little sounds and songs that they add onto this. This is just, I love it. So we're going to eject this. Out we go. So this came with the two holders. This came with the belt. And if you know anything, you're going to want to buy more, which is what I did. So we have the Punching Kong. Punching Kong here. This is the DX version. There are multiple versions of the collectible gimmicks. The DX versions feature all the bells and whistles. The candy toy ones are kind of a step down. They don't have some of the lights or some of the sounds. It depends on what series we're talking about. That one can go over there. So we've got our Punching Kong. I'll be gentle this time. So not as much going on with that, but that's okay. We'll put the basic ones away. I'm going to have that for later. So, power-ups. To sell you more toys, they have to have power-ups for these devices. Can I flip back? No. Use that up, probably. So, we've got more sets. Here, we have the Assault Wolf Progress Key and the Shiny Hopper. The Assault Wolf is used more towards the aim shot riser, which is actually a gun which he keeps on his belt, which is a different character. It will work in this. I just think it does more in the shot rise gun. So we have this one's chromed out for Assault Wolf. Now it does come with this piece. I honestly forget what this is called. Could it? Okay, whatever. This plays a part in the show. So you add this on here and just clips in place. Now these, well, at least this one, you have to manually open and shut. Assault bullet. So we'll try with this one. And same as before. No chance of surviving. Not a chance, but yet here I am. Pop that out. So the rising, or the Shining Hopper, which is the 01 upgrade for the suit here. Of all the batteries I have, I am one short to load this in, so I'm going to have to take it off of this one. To remove the batteries, with these it's just simple. You use something like a toothpick. There's a prong which you push down, which is spring activated. You've got your battery compartment. Pop these out. We already have one ready to go. And we've got a one, a two, a damn. Yes, my cat's at the bottom of the table here. So we'll try this again. Put the clip. There we go. So the Shiny Hopper, this one acts. Oh, no, I'm thinking of the other ones. This one is also manual, chromed. This is also has translucent neon green pieces. Beautiful. If you're someone like me who grew up in parts of the early 90s where all that great neon colors were pushed, this is just like eye candy. So this one will also clip onto this. So we'll hyper jump. You may know this. You can see the face of the key here, so we're going to hit the buttons here. Okay. Sometimes I forget what all these do, but that's the gist of this one. Yes, hyper jump. I'm aware. So we already talked about one power-up. Well, he's going to have another power-up. Granted, I don't have all of the super hyper power-up things here. So this is the 02 unit, which you put on this, as well as the Unit 2 progress key. One thing I noticed when he's upgraded here, if you see on the back here, and if you're familiar with or at least your basic Kamen Riders with the scarves and everything, this little plastic piece here is red, and I feel like it mimics the scarves of the original Riders, which is kind of cool. So, again, to the vial, here's our 02 driver, with the 2 on here anyway. 02 progress key. Now, I was saying the other ones were manual. This is not. Oh yeah! So you'll notice that this is longer than the standard ones. This piece is part of the sculpt. It does not come off. What does come off, this is the tricky part, is the plate. And I get very hesitant every time I try to take this off, because the plugs that you place, what you plug in here is white plastic, and it's reminiscent to me of white plastic, which is kind of like the undercoat of, at least back in the 80s, when you had a chromed out toy, the chrome would flake off and you would have this white plastic. It's almost like not fully translucent, but it's much more fragile. So I'm very concerned every time I have to do this. I forget if I have to pull it back. Oh. Let's activate it to pull it back. Okay, and good. Just that snapping, I don't like the sound of that snapping. And then I'll have to slide. There we go. Put him away. So if I'm remembering how to properly do this, the whole thing is translucent, fluorescent green, just like the highlighter. So this will clip on to here. This plugs into a port in the back, and then I have to make sure I move that so everything lines up. Okay. Oh goodness. Goodness gracious me. Turn that out. Okay. Snap, snap. Okay. Okay, that's how it starts out. We've got our 2. We've got our progress key. We're ready for this. I keep doing it. This is just so satisfying. I want to do it first. So we'll scan. Authorize. Ooh, new music. New music. And then this part flaps back. Well, this video eventually will be over. So I haven't watched the show in a while. I have the Blu-ray, so I'm not 100. I feel like I didn't do that right, or I missed a step, or at least in terms of screen accuracy. Well, what we didn't do is use the holder sticks here. Snap that one in, and we'll do the punching con. There, ready to go with that. So let's try this again. Authorize. Now there's like a little spring. This is the piece that I totally forgot. So, there we go. Then you scan it. Thank you. Okay. We'll just let that cycle through. I think it does eventually stop as my cat is trying to find his way into the windowsill. Yet he can't because I have blackout. Nope, he found his way in there because I have blackout curtains, so the sunlight doesn't come in here now. Is it not going to do this? It's going to play the thing till the end. So can I just... There we go. There. That comes off. And again, nothing broke. Good. So, in a nutshell, this is the Kamen Rider 01 driver. I have a number of others, which I would love to show off at some point, because that's, as I've said, this is kind of what I want to do. So one thing I wanted to bring up before I go is something I saw on Threads. Someone online posted, their screen name or handle is Majin Planet, Magin, and Planet. They had posted this display setup for the rider belts. And they said they got these at Walmart. And once I saw that, I immediately, within 20 minutes, rushed out to my closest Walmart to find one. Didn't find one, went to a second one, didn't find one, went to a third one, didn't find one. That was it for the night. Then I went to a further one, I think the following day, and lo and behold, they had it, and it was on clearance. So these are meant for shoes. It's a modular unit. It comes with 3. I'll bring this back. And there is a bottom flap and a side flap. So what I thought, I used their idea. So I'm going to take the driver out again, except we're going to take the belt piece off. That can go down there for now. And if the lighting is right enough, you'll see I have this little platform here. When I was at Walmart, I got these 98 cent tiny trash cans, cut the bottom off, and hot glued some fabric on the top. And that, hopefully, will better display. There's like a divot in there, balance this, and we're good to go. And then I found these loop hooks at Dollar Tree, thinking maybe, just maybe, these will help, no, the other way, keep these upright. And as a good display piece, and there we go. It looks great. On the post, they had some lights put into here. I don't know if I'll go that far. So we can add, shut up! We can add more. I have a bunch of these loop hooks. I was wondering if I could put 3M command strips at the top and maybe have some hooks to, well, depending on the belt that I have. And we'll put back. He's falling. Well, you get the gist of it. This is just really cool. Now the big question is, where on earth am I going to put this? Because I'm not going to put it in this room, because this is just like the studio room and I have piles of things and no actual ledges to put this on. I'm not going to put it in my bedroom because I have none of my toys out. There's the living room, which only gives me about 2 spots I can put these in, but I don't know how well it will mesh with the energy in the room, so to speak. So in time, I will figure out how to display this, because I have these boxed up all the time, and I want to put them on display. And, getting another Daiza is very, very difficult. I don't know how I was able to get one of these. I forget if it was Premium Bandai years ago, had some weird sale, and I paid dirt cheap for it. But to get a standard Daiza, if you can find one, they're a little pricey, even though it's just hollow plastic. Comes with some other pieces to help balance it more with when you have other belts on it. But that's kind of it for now. I know I haven't done this in a while. In terms of panel stuff, I do want to continue to do the Metal Hero panel for the rest of the year, or at least until November, December, and then at some point this summer I'm going to have to start thinking on what next year's panel is going to be. And I had some ideas, and while I think the audience that's really into this would get it, people who aren't familiar with this stuff are, I don't know if they're gonna go for it. So kind of go broad. I'm thinking either something Kamen Rider or something Super Sentai basic, like Power Rangers and all that stuff. So I think I'm gonna wrap that up here. Can I? No, I can't log off there. So I'm going to turn this off. See ya. Yes. Oh, it's still going?